Hello, everyone. I am Attorney Farrey. I am your divorce, custody, and child support attorney located in Atlanta, Georgia. The information I'm providing you with is based on Georgia and Georgia law. And today I'm going to talk to you about what we call in Georgia a TPO, or a temporary protective order. You may know it to be a domestic violence protective order, or as some people refer to it as loosely, a restraining order. But the proper term is a temporary protective order, which pretty much tells you to stay away from someone if there's been a finding that there have been violent acts committed between you and the opposing party. So here's why you should really take a protective order seriously. So first and foremost, the person who files the petition is telling the court that you are a dangerous person, that the petitioner is in fear of his or her safety, or his or her children's safety. And the petitioner is asking the court that you stay away and have no contact with that petitioner for the next 12 months. And you may be thinking to yourself, that's fine. Our relationship is over, or it's been over, or I don't want to have anything to do with that person. So I'm good with it. I'll stay away for the next 12 months. I'll sign the petition. I don't need an attorney. I'll go to court and tell the judge that I don't ever want to see that person again. That may be your thought process. But here is why you need to take it seriously. And here is why you need to hire an attorney. When there is a protective order entered against you for 12 months, you lose the right, your constitutional right, to carry. You have to turn in your weapon to the local sheriff's department. There is a temporary file that gets opened. And let me be clear, it's a criminal file. So there is a temporary criminal file for the next 12 months that gets opened with the GCIC, the Georgia Crime Information Center. So if you've never had a background, now you do, at least for the next 12 months, showing that you are a violent person, according to the protective order that you're going to agree to because you think it's not a big deal. So anytime an officer pulls you over, they're calling for backup. They're calling for backup, and they're going to be on high alert because, again, you have this criminal file that's been opened with the GCIC for the next 12 months because of this protective order that you thought was not a big deal. Also, your future employer or your current employer will be able to see that you have a domestic violence protective order against you. And employers don't want that type of drama in their workplace. They don't want that type of employee on their team. So keep that in mind. It could affect future employment as well as your current employment. Also, when you have a domestic violence protective order entered against you, let's say you have kids with the opposing party, the party that you don't want to have anything to do with. And let's say that you have these children out of wedlock. You've never been married. You've never been to court about any custody, child support, or anything like that. You signed the birth certificate. The children have your last name. In fact, they look just like you. But guess what? If you have this protective order entered against you and you have not gone to court to file a legitimation to establish your legal rights, guess what else is happening for the next 12 months? You're not seeing your children for the next 12 months if this protective order that you think is not a big deal is entered against you. But guess what you can do for the next 12 months? You can pay child support for those kids. And that's exactly what the court can order. The court can order you to pay child support for the children for the next 12 months that you won't be able to see. So other issues that you should be concerned about when there's a protective order entered against you, if you're married to the person that filed the protective order, the judge can decide things like who gets the house. So the house that you were living in with your spouse at that time that you just got kicked out of because of the temporary protective order, you're not going back to that house for the next 12 months. The bills that have to be taken care of, the court can order that you be responsible for those bills for the next 12 months. The court can order that you would be responsible for alimony if it's a if it's a marital situation. And again, you agree to this protective order that wasn't a big deal. The judge can require you to pay alimony for the next 12 months. The judge can require you to pay attorney's fees that were incurred if the opposing party had an attorney that represented that person in the protective order hearing. You may be on the hook for that. You also may be on the hook for any other financial obligations and debts that the court may order you to pay for the next 12 months. Overall, you are losing quite a bit. You're losing your freedom, because if you violate that protective order, then you're going to be arrested and charged with aggravated stalking, and that's a felony. You lose the right to have contact with certain people, because it's not just the person who filed that you have to stay away from. You're going to have to stay away from that person's kids. You're going to have to stay away from your kid's school. You're going to have to stay away from that person's place of employment. So when I say you lose your freedom, you lose a lot of your freedom, not because of the potential, the possibility of going to jail, but also because you're going to be limited in where you can go. And if that person who filed a protective order shows up at a mutual friend's birthday party that you were also invited to, guess who has to leave that birthday party? You. If you all have a mutual activity that you both like to frequent, let's say that you both like to attend the Falcons game, and you show up at the Falcons game because you're a season ticket holder too, and the opposing party shows up, guess who has to leave because you can't be near that person? You. So this protective order that you thought was no big deal, that you aren't going to worry about, that you don't need an attorney for, will rock your world. So if you do get served with a domestic violence protective order, please take it seriously. At the very minimum, you need to talk to a lawyer, and you need to consult with a lawyer who has the experience with handling domestic violence protective orders. Because if you talk to a lawyer and that lawyer tells you you don't need to hire anyone, you just should represent yourself, then you need to think twice. In fact, we offer free consultations. Just call my office, 678-948-8489, 678-948-8489. We will take that domestic violence protective order petition seriously. Follow us on Facebook, Anene, Farrey and Associates, Attorneys at Law. You can also follow our Instagram page. It's Attorney Farrey. You can follow our YouTube channel. That is the Legal Scoop for Fathers. And you can look us up online on our website. That's www.anene-law.com. Until next time, bye.